Alright, for the last few months, I've been tracking updates about Comet 3i Atlas, as has everybody else, unless you've been living under a vacuum, in a vacuum, whatever you've been doing. I've got three things to raise, 3 points. Number one, I've looked at the publications on the comet and have analysed the data about the luminosity and colour of Comet 3i Atlas. Number two, I've noticed that music in the form of urban and contemporary rap music genres can be extracted from the dataset I was looking at. Number three, I started to write this music down using modern studio software, and well, here we are.
Ha 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 ha. Yo, this is the 444. I made predictions about yesterday and today. Today's the 25th of February 2026. These are predictions that were made. Let's just say they were intelligent guesses. Those of you who are not into numerology, excuse yourselves, cough once and leave. Yeah. Because obviously, this is in line with my spiritual beliefs, and I am from a Christian background, but we have a lot of numerology in there too. Whenever you start to describe what's in there, you start doing numerology. For example, you talk to yourself. There was one man, then one woman, then that was two. Then Cain and Abel, that's two. Sort of 1, 1, 2. That's Fibonacci. There was Christ, and there was 12 disciples, 12 for each month of the year, each tribe of the Israels. So once you start to look at it that way, you are doing numerology. But so it is kind of the same technique. So I'm not really going against my spirituality. But those who have a lower understanding of Christianity might confuse me for someone who's anti-Christian or secular with things. So that's why I want them to leave the room, and I don't want them to listen to this, because they should really listen to their religious leaders until they go through the levels properly, until they start asking the right questions, and then maybe in the wilderness you'll find me. But I've realized that some people's Christian understanding is very, very low, and I don't want to discuss them and interfere with what their leaders are doing for them. Anyway, let me get on with this. So basically, I've been using the 4.44 song that I wrote. I wrote it using 4.44, but I've changed to a 44.4 message. So I have to write a new song for the 44.4. So as a multiplier, 44.4 is that. If you multiply it once, 444, 2, 89, 3, 133, if you're rounding up. And if you add those two digits together, 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 9 is 17. 133 plus 7. Equals 7. 1 plus 3 plus 3. Yeah, and so forth. Yeah. So that's how I got the 444, 44.4, right? And then you remember how I developed these songs. These songs don't come out of nowhere. I don't conjure up demons to give me ideas for songs. It's mathematically based. So I put it in the song finder, and I found 5 notes. Yeah, Fibonacci based. Yeah. And then I got these notes and I made the song. Now, which is what I'm gonna play you now. There we are. You see? 5. Right? So that's the basis of the song. Yeah, the substrate. From there, I put in the music, just my interpretation. Then I put myself in, the way I rhyme, the way I talk. So the previous beat has gone. That's only for things that are to do with 4.44. Things which are to do with 44.4, going on onwards from now on, will be on this rhythm. And if I get to the 444 complete, yeah, then I'll do another song for that. I forgot. That's why my predictions were off. I was using the wrong song. I was tuning into the wrong beat. Yeah, right. So that's the beat. Now the full version. Yeah, let's get it on the roll. Let's get it on the roll. All right. Right. Let's go through yesterday's shit. Yesterday, I was thoroughly wrong. That's all I could say about it. Right. Right. So I made predictions. I've removed them now. You go and look at the previous video, maybe one back from this one. But I made predictions about this one. I predicted a solar flare. And then I also predicted an earthquake which is due to happen today. None of these, well, today is still ongoing, but none of these things has happened yet. So I don't know. I might be wrong because I think I was using a different beat. I was using a completely different beat. It was for the 4.44. This one is for the 4.4. Yeah. Don't know if I said it right, but it's bashing it already and I like it now. Yo. So these two predictions would I have made them if I knew? If I was dancing on this beat, would I have come up with the idea to make these predictions? I don't know. I really don't know. So ignore them ones. I might still be right. It might be right in some kind of way, but I have to really look at it just to see if just to be positively sure that I'm right. So let me get on with it. Now, I want to talk about some other things now as I get my head around this. It's a brand new song, so I'm gonna enjoy this one. Now, yo, what kind of silliness do you think goes through my head every day? Let me show you. I went to AI on Google search and I asked it, yo, does the sun have trace amounts of H2O molecules? You know what H2O is, right? H2O is water. H2O, 2 hydrogen atoms and an oxygen one. That's H2O. That's what I asked AI, and the AI overview came back, and this is what I'm gonna read out now. So it said, yes, the sun does contain trace amounts of H2O water molecules, but only in specific, relatively cool regions. So I'm like, all right, the sun has water on it. That's an oxymoron. That's a counterintuition thing. How can the sun be so hot and still have water in it? It depends. Water depends on how water exists. Water exists in 4 different states. We know about solid, that's ice, and we know about liquid water, the one we drink with ice, and then we know about vapor. When you boil a kettle and the steam that comes out, the steam is vaporized. That's vapor, ice, or water. Then we know about sublimate. When you're in a cold place and there's lots of ice, snow, you can see that steam going off. That's sublimate, that's mist. So that's another state. But then there's a next one, there's plasma. When it's lost all the iron, when it's an iron, and it's lost a couple of electrons. We talk about OH and H+. Sometimes they can exist as H2O molecule with pluses and minuses. I don't know which ones. Let me read on further. Let me see what I got. While the sun's surface photosphere is generally too hot, roughly 5,500 degrees Celsius, about 5772 Kelvin. For water molecules to remain intact, they break down or dissociate through a process called thermolysis. They can exist elsewhere. Alright. Here's how water exists on the sun. Very important. I never knew. Sunspots. Scientists discovered water molecules in the cooler, darker sunspots, which have temperatures around 3,500 to 3,800 Kelvin. K. Location where you find the water on the sun. These molecules are not in liquid form, but they exist as vapor in these magnetic cooler spots on the sun's surface. all right, on the sun's surface where the dark spots are, the sunspots, you can find enough water in there to fill Earth a number of times. You see, lifespan, yeah, a short lifespan, yeah. Because the surrounding environment is so hot, these H2O molecules do not last long and are broken down rapidly, right? So it's about temporary definition of how much water there is. As long as there's sunspots, there's going to be enough water there to say, if you was to stop time and freeze it in time, yeah, you'll find enough water on the sun to be more than what there is on Earth. But they disappear quickly, so it might be at time equals 0, it might be 50%, then at time equals 0.001, it might be 0. It's very erratic, but it's overall, yeah, bulk time, there'll be water on the sun and there's more than there is on Earth. But you still doubt me, I guess. Let me read on further than that. Yeah, I'm done with that one. Let me go to the next tab. Alright, next question. Show you the amount. What's the total amount of trace H2O on the sun? What's the total amount of trace water on the sun? Yeah, I asked the thing and it told me this. Let me show you why. Yeah, just gonna read out the value. While the sun is a scorching ball of plasma, mostly hydrogen and helium, where water cannot exist in liquid or solid form, trace amounts of water vapor, H2O, exist within sunspots. Based on spectroscopic studies, the amount of water vapor in sunspots is extremely small compared to the total mass of the sun. One study estimated the amount of water vapor in sunspots to be roughly 4.2 times 10 to the 20 molecules per centimeter squared. That's how much water there is in one sunspot that they measured. Yeah, 4.2 times 10 to the 20 molecules per centimeters cube. Yeah, above a certain optical depth. Yeah. Here's the context regarding water on the sun. Alright, hold on. Where it exists. Water vapor exists only in the cooler, darker areas of the sunspots, which have temperatures around 3,500 degrees Celsius to 4,240 Kelvin. Mix it. The surface of the sun photosphere is generally too hot, approximately 5,500 degrees Celsius, for molecules to survive, breaking them down into hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Amount. Yeah. The concentration is very low. While the sun contains vast amounts of oxygen, it is mostly in ionized form, not bonded with hydrogen to make water. Yeah. But sometimes it does. Water vapor found in the sunspots is not liquid water falling onto the sun, but rather temporary molecules formed in the cooler, high-pressure magnetic environment of the spots. Alright? It's negligible, but if you look at the amount that is there, density-wise, with respect to density, the force, the force that they exert on an area per area, the pressure, if like. Alright, so we move on. Right. What's the average area of a sunspot? The average sunspot is roughly the size of the Earth. Whilst sunspot size varies significantly, ranging from small pores to massive groups over 100,000 kilometers across, a typical individual sunspot has a diameter roughly equivalent to Earth's, which is approximately 12,700 kilometers, about 7,900 miles. Alright, that's how big they are. So they're like the size of Earth normally. Little spots, they appear as little spots on the sun, but if you go closer, they'll be the size of Earth. So they're really, really big now. So, next question. What's the total amount of water in the oceans given in molecules per centimeters squared? To cut a long story short, it's easy. The total amount of molecules by estimate that you find in the Earth's waters is 4.5 times 10 to the 46. You go through some quick calculations. Do you want me to read them out? Alright, let me read them. Total molecules, let me read that out. The ocean contains about 1.35 billion cubic kilometers of water. Using the density of seawater and Avogadro's number, This results in roughly 4.46 times 10 to the 46 or 4.92 times 10 to the 46 molecules. That's in total with your atoms. And if you count every molecule of water in the ocean, one by one, you get that much. Molecules per square centimeter, how do you do that? Molecules per centimeters. If the ocean's water molecules were laid out in a 1 molecule thick layer across the entire surface of the ocean, like just the top surface is completely laid out and it's just 1 molecule of water thick, and you lay out all the water in the ocean, yeah, this is what you get. Yeah, the density would approximately be 1 times 10 to the 15 or 2 times 10 to the 15 molecules per square meter. All right, that's how much it is. Let's say 2 times 10 to the 15 molecules per square meter, but the sun, it has 4.2, which is much more than that, times 10 to the 20. So there's more water on the sun, which is times 10 to the 20, than there is water on Earth, which is times 10 to the 15. It doesn't look it though, does it? It's counterintuitive. But water exists it's a temporal phenomena, I guess. Yeah. The sun is like a fission machine. Fusion, I think, is dealing with hydrogen and helium. Because it's fusion, it produces water, so produces heat. Because it produces heat, it only makes sense that it be surrounded by water. So it's set in a place that is surrounded by water. Water that exists dynamically is more like, I call it plasmarized sublimate. No. Plasmarized sublimate of water. Where it's water molecules and they're sublimated, but they're plasma now. So they're kind of energetic water. It's not normal water. It's like a water that's made of energy, and it only exists temporary. So you really have. It's like throwing a coin. You'll be lucky to see it, but when you do, so it's gonna look wavy coming in and out of existence like that. So I think that kind of would look beautiful if you could see it. If you get a telescope and then put a filter on it, you could put a filter on it to detect infrared, but not that one. Put a filter on it to detect the frequency that water emits. The molecules of water have a specific frequency that emit. Put a filter on over your goggles that picks that up. You should be able to see the water that surrounds the sun. It will be temporary. It'll be like you have to do it over time. You see a wave kind of motion. Yeah, I'm sick like that. But it don't mean that it's water though, and it's not really that, but it's just saying there will be times every now and then that the sun possesses enough water, more water than there is on Earth, you know? And if that comes out in a proton shower, that shower's got cosmic rays, it's got protons of different sizes. And I swear molecules are ionized and that dash through that too. If it does that over 4.5 billion years, maybe the water that we have from Earth is shit that's been coming here from proton showers, and that's why it accumulated into oceans. Maybe there's no comet that came by and delivered the water on Earth. It was the sun all along doing that shit for 4.5 billion years. I don't know. Makes you think though. Anyway, not giving up what I was saying. Back to my yesterday's predictions. I know I got it wrong. I expected something with a 7 in it. I kept saying 777, but what I got was something else. These are the major events that happened yesterday on the 22nd of February. Let me think. I'm gonna miss out all the important bits. Just shit that has numbers that interest me, and shit that's not gonna offend people just by talking about it. I don't know. People get offended and I don't really know how to talk about things, I guess. Some people do a lot of gaslighting, so they can do it either way. So you just, people who love playing games, yeah, there's no right way of doing something, no wrong way of doing something, and you can see it either way. If you talk about something that can be seen either way, they will choose to say it opposite of what you say. Any way you choose to say it, they'll say it the other way. So I don't get involved in subjects that lead to them ones. Now, business and economy. Yesterday this happened. All right. AI boom 2024 present global memory supply shortage. American technology company Meta agrees to purchase millions of artificial intelligence chips from AMD. with AMD committing to supply up to 6 gigawatts of graphic processing units and using Meta warrants convertible into 160 million shares as part of a long-time partnership. I don't really understand what's there. It sounds French to me. Don't understand what's going on. Some kind of deal that happened in the technology industry. It must be good. It's getting loads of new chips from AMD. I hear they make good chips, so you done a good deal. 160, that's a number. 160 million, I don't know what it means. I'm looking for sevens because I was predicting something about sevens. Disasters and accidents. Let's read about this now. 30 people were killed, 43 others reported missing, and at least 440 are displaced from their homes after heavy rain triggers flash flooding in Juiz de Fora, Minas Gerais, Brazil. That's 30 people killed and 43 others reported missing. 444 displaced. 44. Now, next one that happened yesterday. 4 people are killed and several others are injured when an Islamic Republic of Iran Army Aviation Bell AH-1 Super Cobra helicopter crashes into a fruit market in Dochir, Isfahan province, Iran. Come again? 4 people were killed when some kind of plane crashed into a fruit market. No comment. First of all, it was buses that's crashing into people. Now they're crashing jets into them. What's going on? It's a helicopter, actually. Okay, it must have been trying to chase someone and it got hit and crashed into the market and killed some fruit. I don't know. I hope no one. 4 people that. Whoa. Okay. 4 people are killed and another is critically injured from carbon monoxide poisoning in an apartment building in Kursk Oblast, Russia. Carbon monoxide poisoning, yeah? That's another 4. 4 people are killed in that. The death toll from an explosion and fire at 6-story residential building in Chattogram, Bangladesh rises to 3. So 3 people died from that. Okay. I don't know what to say really. There's 2 4s there, and there's a 44 there, and then 43. No, I don't know. Don't know. There's Bolivia and United States relations. That sounds really important. I won't get into it. Guinea-Sierra Leone relations. That sounds important too. Hungary-Ukraine relations. That sounds important. I'm sure you guys are doing good. I'm not going to really read into it, but it sounds something important. But it says relations, so I hope people are getting on with each other. Now, next one. Politics and election. Denise Miralles is sworn in as the new Prime Minister of Peru, succeeding Ernesto Alvarez Miranda. Yeah? Okay. Next news. Science and tech. The United Kingdom's Information Commissioner's Office fines American social media network Reddit £14.5 million for using the data of children under the age of 13 unlawfully and potentially exposing them to inappropriate and harmful content, including pornography. They shouldn't be watching that. They're just 13. But all of us know what we was doing at 13. If we had phones back then, I'm pretty sure we'd have made our own back then. That's not funny at all. I'm glad they did it. Filthy habit, looking at children. Let them look at themselves, innit? Alright. I really don't condone any adults interacting with children in sexual ways. I'm pretty sure you're glad I said it. And it's true. That's all I got to report. But this is the new song that's about now. Yeah, enjoy this one. I'm about to get off. But don't watch my next prediction. My next prediction should be alright. Yeah, but these ones are just wrong. So I don't know. We've come a long way. So we must be patient. 44.4 is a different way of doing things. I'm sure once I get the hang of it, the next predictions that come my way should be more accurate. I will be able to connect with what's going on, because I started it from 44.4. Even my brain is yet to come into this realization. Once I'm here, I should be able to make better predictions. Yeah, it's about tuning in and see where this shit gonna bounce off. Yeah, but as for me, let me get off the track and let you enjoy this song. I'm loving it already. Loving it.